replacement hadn't worked out. Being a skinny, cute, blue-eyed blonde was not a good thing when the world you lived in was full of predatory men like Marty Jones. Over the last couple of years, Kat had learned to recognize them at a glance and to keep as far away from them as possible. Only it was getting harder and harder to keep away from Marty.
"You better get your ass back up here right now!"
Almost through the window now, Marty saw her looking up at him and shook his head threateningly at her. He held a baseball bat in one hand. As their eyes met through the open metalwork of the stairs, Kat's stomach plummeted toward her red Dr. Scholl's sandals. Time to face the truth. Marty scared the bejesus out of her.
"Right now! You hear me, girl?"
Oh, yeah, she did. And even as the weight of him emerging onto the top of the fire escape made the whole thing shiver warningly, she ran, hanging on to the rail, clattering down the remaining steps to the encouraging screams of her friends, heart pounding, sweating bullets all the way. If he caught her...
"Hurry, Kat! He's coming, he's coming!"
"Fat old fart, you gonna knock them stairs right off the building you don't get off them. Kat, you gotta move! Jump for it!" "You better not run from me!" Marty yelled after her. "When I catch you, I'll—"
What he would do, Kat never heard, because she jumped down the last 2 steps just then to land hard on her wooden soles on the cracked asphalt of the alley, and hands reached out of the Camaro's door, which had opened in anticipation of her imminent arrival, to drag her inside. She half leaped and half was pulled in on top of a shifting mass of teenage bodies. The door was still partially open when, tires squealing, the Camaro peeled rubber out of there. It slammed shut, though whether from the force of the forward motion or because somebody reached out and grabbed it, she couldn't have said. As she struggled to sit up, Kat caught glimpses of long rows of brick walls broken up by cheap aluminum-framed windows and zigzagging fire escapes, and overflowing dumpsters and piles of trash that hadn't quite made it into the dumpsters, and an odd person or two slinking through the dark as the headlights flashed over them.
"That was so cool! Man, he almost caught her. Is that fat guy your dad?"
"I thought he was going to knock the whole fire escape down." "You think they're going to call the cops?"
"No, they won't call the cops," Kat replied to the last thing she heard as she wiggled her butt down between Leah and her boyfriend, Roger Friedkin, while Donna Bianco was squashed against the far window. With the 4 of them wedged into the back seat and Jason and Mario up front, the car was hot despite all the windows being rolled down, which was due to a broken air conditioner. It was too humid for jeans, which she was wearing because she didn't possess any shorts, but she had teamed them with a red tank she'd borrowed from LaTanya, so she wasn't actually dying or anything.
"If they did, the social workers would come and take me away, and they don't want that. They need the money. I heard them talking about it."
"You gonna be okay when you go back there, kitty cat?" Jason asked with the quiet concern that had first made her lose her heart to him. His eyes, blue as the waters of Chesapeake Bay, looked into hers through the rearview mirror. Her stomach fluttered in response. She nodded.
"That fat old fart's gonna whoop your ass, kitty cat,"
Mario chortled, turning so that he could look at her. He smirked at her.
"I bet he's gonna like it, too." "Shut the hell up, why don't you?"
Jason punched his friend in the arm.
"Ow!"
Mario, glaring, covered the spot with his hand.
"It's okay,"
Kat said to Jason. Then she looked at Mario.
"Why don't you go jerk off somewhere?"
Mario gave her an ugly look in return, but something, probably the thought of incurring Jason's further displeasure, kept his big mouth shut. Too late to erase the image he'd implanted in her mind, though. The thought of what her reception was going to be like when she returned to the apartment was already enough to make Kat want to puke. Realizing that she'd given Marty an excuse to lay his hands on her terrified her. Mario was right, although she hated him for saying it. If she went back, Marty would do something to hurt her and enjoy every minute of it. And she was as sure as it was possible to be that Mrs. Coleman wouldn't object. Her fists clenched, her mouth dried up. Tears pricked at the backs of her eyes, although she'd die before she'd let any fall. I'll worry about it later.
"Hey, how about we get us some beer?"
Mario yelled. He had to yell because they were on the expressway now, speeding toward D.C., and with the wind rushing in through the open windows and the radio